Shalom, family. Shabbat shalom. Boy, this week really went by fast. Shabbat shalom, family. So, we're going to talk about a comment that Donald Trump made a few days ago. Trust me, Donald Trump knows that the U.S. is losing and Israel is losing to Iran. But of course, he's doing what Donald Trump always does, and that's lie and not tell the truth to the public. So, I guess since you can't really beat them in day to day combat, now nukes is coming up because you can't really defeat them any other way. So, and we're going to talk about all the troops that have been deployed there. Now, I don't know with a certainty if Donald Trump is going to send in ground troops, but some are saying he's sending the troops to take over the Straits of Hormuz. Now, whether he does that or it's an actual ground troop situation, with the kind of buildup that's going on, I would not doubt it. It definitely would be disastrous. That is not a country that's easy to get around in. And, maybe I'll show you some of what it looks like inside Iran. Most of it is mountains, more mountains than flat land. And see those folks, you can see their houses on the side of the mountain. So they're used to that. That's life for them going up and down the mountain. So for them, it's nothing. But if you are a troop and you're not used to those elevations, that can take toll on your health or even take you out. It is no joke. Sometimes, it's just like when you see those climbers of Mount Everest, after they get to a certain elevation, they need oxygen, you know, and it's nothing for you to mess your lungs up at those higher elevations if you're not used to it. So, it's not good, and the fact that he is even making a threat of using nukes, that's not good either. And y'all, there are videos coming out, not us, not so much us, but white Americans going overseas. You know what they're doing to them now? If they figure out it's a white American, you know what they're asking them? Who did you vote for? Who did you vote for? And if they say Donald Trump, they get treated like crap overseas now. Yes, they are. People are asking these white Americans, who did you vote for? And if their answer is Donald Trump, they are going to get treated like dirt. Y'all, I told you this was coming. I told you this was coming. That Americans will never be trusted again because of what Donald Trump says. And I'm not surprised that they're being treated badly. Now, as for us, I haven't seen it happen to us, but just looking at some videos online, it has happened to white people, though, white Americans that are overseas. One woman went to Ireland and the Irish people were asking her, "Who did you vote for?" She didn't answer. She was like, "I really don't want to get into that." In other words, you did vote for him because, that's a yes or no. They figured it out. And for the rest of her trip in Ireland, them Irish people treated her like crap. She broke down in tears. You know, a lot of people in this world blame Donald Trump for the situation we're in. It's not just impacting us, it's impacting everybody worldwide. Do you know gas prices are going up everywhere, including Canada? Canada. I was looking online and Canadians are complaining about the rise in gas prices. The rise in prices for gas and oil is happening worldwide, y'all. So yes, they are blaming Donald Trump. So this woman was boo-hooing and crying, and I might actually get the video so y'all can see it. And she complained, treated me awful. I was like, well, y'all better get used to that, because I believe no matter even if you travel to Canada right now and they find out you're a white American and you voted for Donald Trump, oh yeah, they gonna definitely drag you even if you went to Canada. So vacationing is not easy anymore for them. Before they could book these vacations and have a good old time and travel back to America. Oh, not anymore, y'all. The world is turning up on their butts, especially if they find out they're MAGA. Oh, yeah, they're turning up on them now. Yes, they are. So, y'all, let's get into this talk of using nukes. Donald Trump has made a lot of threats. And so far, America has not been able to deliver in this war at all. I was watching Iran go at it with Israel last night. I think they hit them with a barrage of like 700 missiles. Yeah, I mean, it's overwhelming even for them. A lot of those missiles are now reaching the ground. All right, so let me share my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
We have some crazy breaking news. President Trump has officially just threatened to nuke Iran. He said we could take them out in an hour and they will never be able to rebuild their country.
They lost their airport. They have no anti-aircraft apparatus at all. They have no radar. Their leaders are gone. And we can do a lot worse. We're leaving certain things that if we take them out, we can take them out. But this afternoon, in fact, within an hour, they literally would never be able to build that country back.
Right now, the conflict between the United States and Iran is only intensifying. Strikes, ballistic attacks, drones, you name it, matters for one huge reason, and that is all about oil. The Middle East sits at the center of the global energy supply. It's exactly where Iran is. The escalation involving Iran immediately shakes the markets. Why does this happen? Because 20% of the world's oil supply moves through the Strait of Hormuz, which is a critical shipping route near Iran. It's exactly why we've been seeing the price of oil go crazy recently. Here's where crypto comes into the story. On decentralized exchanges, traders often follow narratives and trending news stories. If oil or war starts trending, which it is right now, people start looking for oil and war coins. One token a lot of people have been talking about recently is AOR, American Oil Reserve. This token is tied to the idea of oil and energy markets. When oil is a massive topic of discussion on all social media platforms, we see coins like AOR get a lot of attention. AOR already has thousands of holders, but the logic is simple, hence to why it does. Tensions rise and oil narrative trends. Then traders look for tokens in that narrative niche. So DEX tokens are going to be more volatile than the traditional market. Important when you're trading these coins to only risk what you're affording to trade. Prices move rapidly depending on this kind of news right here. This war between the United States, Iran, and Israel is not going anywhere. I think it's only going to escalate. Exactly why I'm buying AOR, American Oil Reserve. I believe this is only going to escalate. I believe the war stuff is only going to get worse. I believe that oil is going to go absolutely insane, and the narrative, the trend is only going to go for oil. But don't be surprised when oil starts to go crazy and we start seeing all these random oil coins, but then you'll realize that AOR is going to be the top trending oil coin. As always, this is not financial advice. Always invest your own risk, make your own financial decisions. Make sure you're smashing that follow button, turning on post notifications, stay updated every single day on the latest crypto and world news. Guys, make sure you're joining my free Telegram community. It's literally free. I literally called this under a $2 million market cap, and now it's sitting near 6 million.
If we didn't hit within 2 weeks, they would have had a nuclear weapon. I think over the next 2 weeks, we're going to find out which way it's going to go. In about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I'll let you know in about 2 weeks. I could answer that question better in 2 weeks. I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks. I'll announce it over the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you about that in a month from now or 2 weeks from now. You can ask that question in 2 weeks. I would say within 2 weeks or so. We're going to start selling, hopefully, in about 2 weeks. We had the best job numbers we've ever had last month. We should have good ones coming up in 2 weeks. I'll have a statement over the next 2 weeks on minimum wage. It'll be historic. I would say best in history very shortly, probably another 2 weeks. We are coming out with that plan in 2 weeks. I think you're going to find some very interesting items coming to the forefront over the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 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 2 weeks.
Here is Trump with the impossible logic pretzel, where he says, if we didn't hit Iran within 2 weeks, they would have had a nuclear weapon. And there's a little bonus that he adds on to it as well.
If we didn't hit within 2 weeks, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If we didn't do the B-2 attack a number of months ago, they would have a nuclear weapon. And when crazy people have nuclear weapons, bad things happen. So we're in very good shape now. I want to let you know that, and we will continue forward. But it's a great display of military strength, and I'm very proud to have, with some of the people in the room, both senators and congressmen, we rebuilt, and women.
So think about this. You obliterated their nuclear capabilities a few months ago, and they were already back to 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. That doesn't really sound right. And therefore, it seems more likely that we didn't really get it. But Trump's claim was that we did. And of course, we don't have evidence that they were close to a nuclear weapon. Again, the IAEA says that that's not true. The United Nations says that that's not true. The U.S. intelligence community has no data or evidence to back up the claim that they were, again, 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. Israeli intelligence has no data or information to claim effectively that they were 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. So this is quickly becoming the Iraq has weapons of mass destruction trope that was significantly responsible for getting the United States into war with Iraq, or at least for justifying that case. It seems George W. Bush was determined to get us in one way or the other.
They've lost their Navy, they've lost their Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft apparatus at all, they have no radar, their leaders are gone, and we could do a lot worse. We're leaving certain things that if we take them out, or we could take them out by this afternoon, in fact, within an hour, they literally would never be able to build that country back.
Just last week, I just told you guys Trump is considering a tactical nuke in Iran. And a lot of you guys think I'm playing when I say this. He is either going to do it this weekend or next weekend. But I'm telling you, he is going to nuke Iran. At this point, Iran is winning the war. There's nothing Israel or the United States can do to stop them. And they said we're going to step it up a step further and close off the strait. They now put naval mines in there. Naval mines in the strait. They are now telling ships, go through there at your own risk. You might get blown up for just trying to leave. They told the world at this point, nobody is getting no more oil. Ain't nobody getting shit. So at this point, they sending a big FU to the United States and Israel. And they're telling every country to sever ties with the United States and Israel at this point. And at this point, they just might do that. So Trump got some options to consider. Either it's going to be boots on the ground or he's going to have to nuke them. And if it's really my guess, I'm telling you right now, he is going to nuke Iran pretty soon.
They've lost their Navy, they've lost their Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft apparatus at all, they have no radar, their leaders are gone, and we could do a lot worse. We're leaving certain things that if we take them out, or we could take them out by this afternoon, in fact, within an hour, they literally would never be able to build that country back.
Last night, the U.S. conducted a test launch of a nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missile from California known as the Minuteman III. The launch took place at exactly 11:01 p.m. Pacific time last night from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The Minuteman III is the cornerstone of the land-based leg of the U.S. nuclear triad. It's capable of traveling at speeds of roughly 15,000 miles per hour with a range exceeding 6,000 miles. It's designed to deliver a nuclear payload to virtually any point on the globe in roughly 30 minutes, earning it the grim nickname Doomsday. This was a specific test of the missile's MIRV, multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle capabilities, verifying that a single American ICBM can flawlessly detach and guide multiple nuclear warheads to completely separate targets. The Air Force Global Strike Command immediately issued statements insisting the timing of the launch is just a coincidence and that it was planned years in advance. But this also comes after there have been hundreds of small earthquakes observed in Nevada near Area 52, a site commonly used to test nuclear weapons. It's hard to trust this administration when a couple of days ago, when asked about possible
President Trump knows it, that he cannot say that there is a unilateral ceasefire, and hence his frustration is mounting. And he also hinted to the media that if I want, I can end the war in half an hour. Now, this is a clear signal that America could use nuclear weapons.
Exactly.
Now, in my assessment, when American president, he makes such a signal, it should be taken very seriously by the world. Because Americans have used nuclear weapons, because Americans are absolutely arrogant when it comes to their military power. So I'm sure there are a lot of people in the world thinking in various capitals that there is a need to have a UN resolution where it should be put in legal terms that in the West Asia war, nobody should use nuclear weapons. Not that the Americans care about UN resolutions, but let there be a legal document.
No, he's very serious. And like I said, he needs to stop lying. They lost their Air Force. They lost their radar. No, that's what you lost, Donald Trump. Everything you named are the things that America has lost over there. You don't even have a military base over there anymore. They done bombed all of them. And y'all, I also got a live that I just didn't publish, and it's going to be on all of the Americans that are stranded over there and cannot leave. Now, in Israel, they had advised some of them to try to leave by ground, get some type of vehicle on the ground and try to leave the country that way and then catch a flight somewhere else. But even Israel is not guaranteeing their safety leaving the country. And the airports are all virtually closed, all in that region. Those folks are literally trapped in there. And some went for vacation, which was not a good move. I know they regret that now, and they cannot get out. Now, they have, and which, some of y'all might know, there was a Black community in Iran, Americans that live right there in Iran, and even they're trying to get out of there now. So the United States did not put their citizens first. You know, all other countries that had people over there got their people out. China sent planes over there to get their people. They had a community of people from China that lived in Iran. China went over there and got their people, and America could have done that too, but they didn't. They literally left Americans stranded, and you'll hear about that more than likely on Sunday. I'll have to schedule that one for Sunday. But it just goes to show you Donald Trump don't care about nobody. He could care less about those people, whether they make it back here or not. He don't care. He don't care. But I do have videos of all of the military personnel that's being sent over in that region. They sent 5,000, then they sent another 2,500. So something is about to happen, y'all. Something is about to happen. So they're not building up for no reason whatsoever. But I just don't think, I think even if they try to take over the Straits of Hormuz, I think the Iranians are probably waiting for the US to make some sort of move. I think they already are planning their attack on those troops if they step foot in that country. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, come on. Do you think Donald Trump care about bombing these Arabs and these Persians and stuff over there? No, because he does not consider them his people. He doesn't consider these folk. He don't consider these folks his people at all. So he don't care about them. I think they are too, Yvette. I believe that Donald Trump is, he is naive if he think these Iranians are not prepared, whether he tries to take over the Straits of Hormuz or try to do some type of ground invasion. I think either way, they are ready. They are. I don't believe they are that naive. So far, they have been able to get the upper hand over Israel and the US. So I have no doubt they wouldn't get the upper hand if there was some sort of invasion. And y'all, there are a bunch of anti-war protests going on in the country as well. And I was looking at some of those a little earlier. Well, first of all, he's not a general. He has no military experience. And Pete Hegseth does, but he was not a high-ranking person in the military, so he still technically don't know what the hell he's doing. And that's why you had to call in Condoleezza Rice, because Donald Trump is realizing he got too many inexperienced people around him, and that is your fault. Now, you did all that babbling about DEI, DEI, and then you got the most inexperienced cabinet of all times. You are not interested in people with knowledge and experience. You want a bunch of yes men around you. Someone that's just going to do whatever you say, right or wrong. You're not interested in the experience of a person. So, so much for that merit crap, which is a big joke. Nothing in this country is on no damn merit. I don't care who disagrees with me. Nothing is on merit. It has never been that way, and it's not going to be that way with Donald Trump in the office. He ain't even qualified for what he's doing. But we have seen people like Donald Trump get in big positions and not even be qualified. We have seen this our entire lives. So, of course, you're going to continue to see these sort of things, y'all. It's never going to change. Never. And I would not be shocked if you'll see other people from past administrations come in there because Donald Trump don't know what to do. In order for him to have Condoleezza Rice flown in, Donald Trump don't know what the hell to do next. He didn't know what to do. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. But, using nukes on Iran is a bad idea because you can't contain that nuclear blast. And the nuclear fallout is going to go worldwide, even over here. All that air and debris in the air is going to travel all the way over here. So not only is he, making it unsafe for the Iranians, you're making it unsafe for the entire planet. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. And I got my next live, which is our Bible study starting at 1:45. So I will see you then. If I don't, have a wonderful afternoon. Shabbat Shalom, family.